You are trying to accelerate onto the highway, but your car is jerking violently. The engine is misfiring like crazy. Your gas mileage has absolutely tanked, and your dashboard is lighting up with a flashing check engine light that practically screams for you to pull over. This terrifying lack of power is exactly what you will experience when your engine computer throws a P2328 trouble code, meaning it has detected a dangerously high voltage condition specifically in the primary control circuit of the ignition coil designated as Coil J. To put this into perspective, think of an ignition coil like a heavy-duty electrical transformer for your spark plugs. It takes the relatively weak 12 volts from your car battery and amplifies it into a massive, high-energy surge of thousands of volts needed to jump the gap on the spark plug and ignite the compressed fuel inside the cylinder. The primary circuit is that low-voltage side, the tiny wires that feed power and ground directly into the coil from the main engine wiring harness. The engine computer acts as the master conductor, constantly switching the ground signal on and off at lightning speed, and every single time the ground circuit is interrupted, the coil fires a massive spark. However, if the computer suddenly detects that the voltage on that primary supply line is spiking way too high, it realizes a major electrical short is happening and will often completely disable the fuel injector for that specific cylinder to prevent raw, unburned gas from washing down the cylinder walls and destroying your expensive catalytic converter. Now, you might immediately assume that the ignition coil itself has totally fried internally, but before you run out and buy a whole new set of expensive coil packs, you need to grab a flashlight and carefully inspect the wiring harness running across the top of your engine block. Believe it or not, one of the absolute most common causes for this specific high voltage short is actually wildlife damage. When the weather gets freezing cold, mice, rats, and squirrels love to climb up under your warm hood to build nests, and they absolutely love chewing the soft insulation right off your ignition coil wires, leaving bare copper exposed to short out against the metal engine block. If the wiring looks completely pristine and untouched, grab your digital multimeter and verify you have a clean power supply and a solid ground at the connector, and check the main fuse box for any blown relays that might be feeding incorrect voltage into the system. Diagnosing electrical gremlins takes patience, but tracing those wires carefully will get all your cylinders firing perfectly in sync once again.